When Brian France talks about back to basics, the 1979 Daytona 500 comes to mind. Now that's basic stock car racing. Bobby and Donnie and Cale and AJ and Richard watching it all, and oh, by the way, Richard won the race, beat AJ. All we remember is Donnie and Cale and they're hooting and hollering, and everybody's doing everything in the fourth turn and the third turn and the second turn and the first turn. TV fans loved it. Country was snowed in, really set stock car racing miles ahead. That's back to basics. Probably won't be a snowstorm for this Daytona 500, but Brian can dream. Drivers used to have great personalities, but now they're all pretty much plain vanilla. Jimmie Johnson's a great guy, but he's so Mr. Cool. Can he crank it up? Can he get a personality that's 40,000 volts strong? Maybe that's what Brian wants. Jeff Gordon talks about it. So does Jimmie.
It's to us in the first place.
Well, it's a tough balance. I mean, I think that, when I look, I'm very passionate about the sport, and whenever I look at the sport, I think of, what can we do to be better? How can we put better racing on the track? I mean, I think of, track configurations. I think of race cars. I think of, the best quality drivers. And then I also look at the entertainment aspect of it, of the fact that these personalities are very important, to the sport, not just the drivers, the crew chiefs, or, anybody that has any kind of character, and that's what's important, character. And we shouldn't all be saying the same things, looking the same, that's not what separates the fans for who they pull for, and they all want to find something in somebody that's in them. And so it's not about trying to, be something that you're not. It's just, I think what NASCAR is wanting to encourage us to do, which we've had this conversation a lot last year. I think people were asking me about certain drivers, and not putting anybody on the spot, but I use Kurt Busch as an example of, here's a guy that and Tony said a lot of things that maybe got them in trouble, but that were highly entertaining, and gave the media a lot to write about, and gave the media a lot to show on TV, and those guys went, whoa, can't do that anymore, because my sponsor, because I got criticized by the fans. But what they didn't realize is that, a handful of people were criticizing them. There was 5 times that many were saying, I like that guy for what he said, and I'm as guilty of it as anybody. That sometimes you just want to be under the radar and just go do your job. But in the whole scheme of the sport, we need to do that and also allow our personality. And I think to come out. And I think that what's important by this message that NASCAR is sending is that they're saying, hey guys, we're okay with you, getting out there a little bit further. Don't think we're going to come down on you. It's not us. So now, work with your sponsors, work with your fans, and find out where that boundary is, and try to stay within it. But don't be afraid to, because we've got some amazing personalities in the sport, and there's a lot of guys that I know that I've seen on TV, and I'm like, not the same guy that I know, and I understand that we are trying to be professional, and sometimes it's better to hold back than say too much. But as I've gotten older, and I've gotten more comfortable with myself in the sport, I don't mind pushing the limits from time to time, and I know I get criticized for it at times. Sometimes I get criticized for not saying as much as maybe I could have, and that's the part you have to put behind you. Don't worry about the criticism, just try to be as much of yourself.
How about your teammate Jimmie Johnson? He has sort of a bland, cool personality, which helps him in a race car.
Right.
But can he up the voltage a little bit and speak out a little bit more, you think?
Well, I think that Jimmie is a guy that I've hung out with. We're friends, and he's got a lot of personality, and he's a lot of fun to hang out with. And I don't think that the people have seen all sides of him and some of that. And I might be guilty of some of that. I think that I think you're going to see more of Jimmie's personality come out. I think that he's heard that loud and clear, and I think that he's a tremendous driver as well as a great personality.
For a guy that has won a lot of races, won a lot of championships, you really fly under the radar. Are you going to up your personality? Brian says he wants to see people yelling and screaming. Your boss says he wants to see you guys jumping out of the car, punching each other out. I mean, you have a cool personality. You do a real good job of keeping your cool. Amazing job, which is one of your strengths, but it's also one of your weaknesses, I think, in terms of like your general persona. You're not bland, but you're not a Kurt Busch, for example, you know, that jumps out and well, you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's all I know is, you know, who I am and what I am, and I'll take the criticism as, you know, to being vanilla to have the success. I mean, there's it comes with its. I know I'm not, but it comes with its. Yeah, there's positives and negatives to everything. I guess when I go to the track, I put on my work face and go to work and take it seriously. But we all know I have plenty of fun as well. Broken wrist thing kind of showed everyone that I can be a jackass like the rest of them. So, you know, the fact that I don't get out and say stupid things to the car, haven't yet. You know, potential's still there and push people around and stuff. It's just hadn't been my deal, or the circumstances haven't been there yet. But I'm just going to continue to do what I know and not worry about those outside things.
Jimmy, sparse media crowd here and at Jack.
And that's the Daytona 500 preview. Mike Mulhern for the Winston-Salem Journal, journalnow.com.